I'm going to sing you a song. So get ready to listen. You ready? It goes, where have all the houses gone? Okay, I'm not really going to sing you a song, but that is a question, isn't it? And it's an interesting thing. If you Google where have all the houses gone, the first article that pops up, it is not from June 2023. The first article that pops up is actually from February 2021. In February 2021, the New York Times asked, where have all the houses gone? And I know that that was a question then, and it's so much more the question now. So stay tuned for the answer. We'll come back to that in a minute. I want to share a little example so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. So these Post-its, purple, pink, and day glow, yellowish green, represent homes. 3 homes, basically the same. You know, this one might have an extra bathroom, this one might have newer air conditioning, and this one has a better yard, but ultimately 3 homes, basically about the same. This stack of stuff here represents buyers. So we have 3 homes, and the buyers we have are as follows. We have this person, we call him Mr. or Mrs. Flat, and this person doesn't want to do anything other than just buy the house. They're flat. This person we'll call round. They want to circle around the properties until they find one that's exactly right for them. They have the hardwood floors, they've got the open kitchen, they have the extra bonus room. They're circling, waiting for the house. This buyer we will call snip snip. This person is willing, ready, and able to just walk in and pick a home and buy it today. This person, not sure what we'll call them, but this person is here waiting in line because so far what we have is a lineup of 3 buyers. They're waiting in line to buy the home. This person, you can see they're a little taller. This person's offer might actually be better than all of these put together. They feel like they're going to win. This buyer is really bold. They're going to come in, they're going to have inspections, but they're not going to ask the seller to do anything. They're going to cross that off the contract. They are super, super bold, and they are a buyer as well. So far we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 buyers, and we have 3 homes. Then we have this buyer. We call this buyer cash. We call this the cash buyer. My friends, it is very hard to beat the cash buyer. Now, the cash buyer does not mean that they can come in down here and pay less for the house. No, that is absolutely not what that means. What the cash buyer means, though, is that their money is so green, they don't have to wait for the appraisal that this person is having, 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 or that this person is having. And they, too, decided to buy without inspections. So how good does it make their offer look? Oh my goodness, pretty darn good. Now, don't be bummed out if you don't have enough cash to buy a house just outright, just like that, because look at how it goes. Again, 3 houses, and now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 buyers. So this buyer has decided that they want to sell to this person. For whatever reason, they like the terms of the offer. It's their mother's best friend. I don't know. They decided to sell to this person. 1 less house and still all these buyers. This person decided to sell to this buyer because their offer was this much above asking. What I neglected to say at the beginning is Mr. or Mrs. Flat is only willing to pay what the seller has asked or under the asking price. And in today's market, wow, that is tough to get a house that way. This person has decided to pay over asking, and they've met the seller's other terms, so that house is now sold. So where are we now? Oh my goodness. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and guess who wins? Yes, in this case, it's going to be Mr. or Mrs. Cash that wins the offer and gets the house. Like I said in the beginning, the cash offer is going to be hard to beat. Now, if you have the cash and you're the buyer, it does not mean that you can pay under asking. It does not. It does not mean that you rule the world. It doesn't mean that either. It means that you're paying cash for a house, and yes, that is something that sellers like because the house does not have to meet its appraisal value. So all 3 houses are sold. What you see right now left on my desk is no more houses, but plenty of buyers still circling around. So these 4 buyers are doing their thing. They're going around and they're going around and they're going around and they're saying to me, Shoshana, when am I going to get a house? Shoshana, how come I didn't get the last house that we offered on? Well, where's my house? It used to be that homes in Cleveland cost next to nothing. You know, it's tough. It is a tough market. And I just want you to know that and to know we're here with you, because if you're a buyer, it doesn't feel fair. You have put your best foot forward. I know you did when you went to buy your house. But what I have to tell you is that there will be a house for you. The right one will come along. It may take 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 10 tries till you get the house. Just stick with it. You'll get it. You'll have a house. So hold on to that thought, because we want to get back to some numbers and where have all the houses gone. Let's get into some actual numbers so you know what I'm talking about. But first, let's get rid of our props. Closed sales last month were down 9%. So the number of houses that sold was down. 9%. That's almost 10% if you're counting. Houses placed under contract were up 12%. That's a lot. That's a lot. And homes for sale were up just a hair, somewhere around 1% since last month. What we usually see month over month in the spring, at least in Cleveland, Ohio, is we see a huge upsurge in the market. And we see, wow, sales closing in June, sales closing in July, sales closing in August, which is a direct effect of houses coming on the market in April, May, and June. What's different this year is we're just not really seeing the inventory come on the market. If you're one of the people that has asked me when the housing market will crash and you can buy your house at a normal price, you know my answer, right? My answer is I have no idea. Boy, don't you wish back in the day you had just bought up all the Cleveland real estate that was, $7,000, $14,000, $23,000, because today you'd be sitting pretty. In those times, it felt like, oh, the market has crashed, so nobody was going to buy those homes. Guess what? Somebody came along and bought them, and they're doing very nicely today. What we really have no idea of is if where we sit in 2023, in 2043, you're going to be going, can you believe we got that house in University Heights for only $220,000? Can you believe it? We just don't really have any way to know that. So when will the housing market crash? I don't know, and nobody knows. And if you're paying somebody to tell you the answer, guess what, my friend? They don't know either. Interestingly, if you go back and watch this exact same video from June of 2022, I don't know the number, but I bet that there were less houses on the market. Actually, I know there were fewer houses on the market in Beachwood at least. There are 14 single-family homes on the market in Beachwood today. They are priced anywhere from, let's say, $279 all the way up to $899,000. So we have a really big price range in the city. We're still seeing very rapid sales for those houses that are priced correctly. I would still say that 14 houses on the market in Beachwood means inventory is creeping up, but sale prices have not come down, even with higher interest rates. So I kind of feel like we need to go back to our economists, call them, talk to them, ask them questions, because there's a lot going on in the market that we just don't understand. Have you ever heard of house heaven? Well, if you haven't, that's where the houses have gone. I mean, duh. No, they have not gone to house heaven. Bottom line is as follows. A lot of people are deciding to stay put. They just are feeling economically unsure. Yes, we had a recovery after the pandemic, and then there still was that unsureness. And whether we had the massive inflation with grocery prices just going crazy on us. And people are afraid of a recession, and homeowners are staying put. They might be deciding not to make that step-up move. They might be deciding, I don't think we have to go to the new city. We're just fine where we are. making it really, again, tough for home buyers. And a lot of people are expecting not necessarily a crash, but they are predicting a correction. So a correction would mean where the market kind of resets itself. Prices maybe drop a little bit, but really inventory comes on the market, plenty of inventory, so that you can choose a home and you can get the first or maybe the second one that you bid on. And then ultimately, everybody's kind of happy. Buyers and sellers are in a balanced market, if such a thing really exists, and everybody gets to do the real estate business that they want. So the question of where have all the houses gone, they've just gone to people sitting tight. They've just sat still and not moved and have not put their homes on the market. And that has created this crazy housing crunch that we are currently in. Now, if you're actually in the market to buy a house, what I would tell you is you should really start with this playlist that explains exactly what you need to do, all the steps from A to Z and beyond.